Okay, so we decided to tackle a problem that's a growing problem nowadays with youngsters growing up not handwriting, typing everything. Handwriting has become a bit of a lost art. I don't know about you guys, but my handwriting is pretty terrible. You will see in a minute. And not only is it terrible, it's slow. So, I mean, just thinking about writing all those invitation and thank you letters for a wedding could potentially get you cold feet. At least for me, with my imaginary fiance. But that is another topic. So, what we decided to do was make life easier for all of those people. Hello, everyone. That's my handwriting. So what this solves is, for example, like wedding invites. If you want to print a whole lot of wedding invites, but you don't want to photocopy them because then they'll all look the same, right? So what if I say, hello, everyone, again? Hello, everyone. It's different. And it is a much more natural looking. This actually looks like my handwriting, and it has not only does each letter have infinite variation, but the spaces between letters, the heights, the spaces between words, the spaces between lines. Let's try. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, so it can go on multiple lines. We break it apart so that it goes on multiple lines. You can change the width if you want a max width. I don't know why you'd want that, but why not? The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. There you go. So now that's tighter. Okay. So what about a tongue twister? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Is it right? It's right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of feeding in your handwriting, there's some pre-processing we have to do. So we couldn't do like on a whiteboard on a like World Wide Web because it's actually not very good handwriting, first of all, and second of all, there's pre-processing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the user. So this was me, and I'm going to put KD. Well, I'm going to put it in a second.
My handwriting's just as bad, probably worse.
Well, hold on a second. I think it picked you up a little bit, so. That wasn't his hand. Now we're talking about his handwriting, so. This should be KD's handwriting. Uh-oh. It's good that didn't happen. Okay. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And this is his handwriting. You can see it's slightly messier, but yeah. We decided to do all caps because lowercase has a few variations, and I mean we could have, but it would have just taken twice as long, and yeah, so we figured this is good enough. I think there's the way we set up on our course to do this is actually with machine learning. We tried to code some stuff up ourselves. And when we noticed that it was kind of the wrong application of things, we learned a lot, and we then decided to try to use TensorFlow from Google. And they have this something called Inception, which is something that learned a whole bunch of images and how to tell those images apart. And you can do what's called transfer learning from what they learned. You can use what they've learned already to quickly learn what you need to do. But because we are trying to distinguish between individuals' handwritings, this is many hundreds of categories, not just a few. And what those kinds of learning engines do is they only classify a handful of objects, currently, at least. And so...
Plus, one of the things we ran into is even if we had a lot of pre-fed data, pre-fed handwritings, the best match was not necessarily accurate. For instance, I might cross my Z's, whereas my A, B, C's look perfectly fine, or very close to whatever we matched with. The Z's might be way off. So we didn't have enough time, and we actually didn't have enough data where all the pre-fed handwritings were separated by letter. So if you just said, hey, your handwriting's closest to that handwriting, there might be a few variations which are very off, for example, the Z's or the M's or whatever. So that was another issue we ran into using that method.
Yeah, plus that one was trained on actual images of dogs, cats, color and stuff, and that was way too much processing, so it took very, very long. We trained it for an hour or two, and it wasn't very good at all. And so then what we decided to do was try to go into, to use convolutional mapping, because that would be more focused on just the black-white aspect of what we have here. The problem with that was when we tried that on TensorFlow was we ran out of memory, quite literally, RAM. So we just didn't have the hardware to pull it off because we're trying to classify individuals' handwritings, not just what's a dog and what's a cat and what's a zebra. So it's a much tougher problem than we anticipated. So we decided to forego that method and just do something that is actually going to get us a closer match, which is taking in your actual handwriting and modifying that in all kinds of ways. You know, we did. We're basically doing normally distributed randomized variations over many characteristics of an enormous amount of handwriting data that's generated from the seeds that you give it. So yeah, that's basically it. We forgot to introduce ourselves. What am I doing? Hi, this is Tom.
Hi, this is KD Gandhi.
All right, folks. Hasta la vista, baby.